Hello everybody, my name is Kristen. If you haven't been to my channel before, I am an intuitive card reader, also a spiritual blogger, and I own a small metaphysical shop that's on my website. Everything is linked down below. Today we're going to be doing a reading for the Zodiac, so I'm going to go through all the Zodiac signs and give you guys a quick reading. I encourage you to watch the reading for your sun, moon, and rising sign. Also your Venus as well, if you feel called to do that, because our Venus is one of the other major placements of our chart. If you don't know what your sun, moon, or rising is, I encourage you can honestly just go on Google and type in like astrology chart, or birth chart, I mean. There's also some apps too. I have an iPhone, so I don't know if they're on Android, but my favorite app to use is Time Passages. It's by far one of my favorites. I've used CoStar. I do not recommend CoStar. I think it's quite honestly one of the worst, and like I don't know, like it's like the messages were the same every day, and also like my birth chart was wrong on there. Cafe Astrology online isn't bad. I want to say like it's called like Astro Charts or Astro something. That is probably the most dependable online. So if you're interested in looking up your birth chart, or you're interested in just knowing your whole birth chart, maybe you already know your sun, moon, and rising, but you're curious to know what your Venus sign is, or any of those other placements that make up your birth chart, I will link those resources down below for you. I definitely think our birth chart is something to look into. I think it's awesome. It's basically a roadmap to us in our life, and not only our personality, but also to why some of the events that happen in our life and some of the themes that pop up in our life. So yeah, I strongly encourage you to look at that. So I am going to go sign by sign. The timestamps will be down below, so this isn't a normal pick a card reading. This is, like I said, just for your zodiacs. Also, just a couple announcements. I recorded a pick a card reading last week, and I recorded it in like ultra 4K, like the highest video setting on my phone. And I think what happened is the file ended up being way too big for YouTube to be able to process. I mean, literally the video file is probably like 24 gigs. Like it barely even wanted to save to my phone. So needless to say, I'm not gonna record in 4K for right at this time, just because to compress the videos and all of that, like I would need a better video editing software than I have now, and I just don't have the resources to invest in one right now. So in the future I will, but so yeah, I'm just gonna do the standard HD video quality. So I don't, honestly, it doesn't really look much of a difference. I think the 4K is like a little bit crisper, but honestly, you can't really tell the difference. So if you were looking forward to watching my pick a cards last week, I'm so sorry. It's on 12% right now, uploading on YouTube, and it's been on 12% since Saturday. Today's Monday, February 22nd, and I recorded it on February 19th, Friday, February 19th, and yeah, it's still on 12%. So I'm gonna let it try to upload, I guess. So I guess if you do see that in the future, that'll just be like a little bonus video. But yeah, normal recording schedule this week. I'm recording this one today on Monday, and then Friday I'm gonna be doing the March monthly pick a card. So you know what to expect in your month of March, and I really love doing those monthly ones. So also with the full moon coming up, I guess this could also be, you know, this reading today could be messages for your full moon, and I think I'll do that, you know, because I was coming into this reading, I was trying to think of what I can do to kind of like an area for the zodiac, so I'm not just doing like random messages, but I think I'm gonna do that. So if you've made it this far, 5 minutes into my intro, that is what we're gonna be doing, and I'll repeat it throughout the reading. But also I'm trying to think yeah, so full moon messages for your zodiac sign. And let's go ahead and get started with Aries. I'm not really probably not going to edit this video much in terms of like stopping the reading after each sign, unless I have to get up and go potty or something. But I think for the most part, I'm just going to let this keep going. I'll just stop it like halfway through to get up and, you know, when I need to go to the bathroom or something. But I say let's go ahead and jump in. So this is the full moon messages for Aries, the sign of Aries. This could be themes to let go of in your life, or just general messages, really whatever wants to come up. With the full moon, we release. We don't really try to plant new seeds. The new moon is more so planting new seeds. So the full moon is all about releasing and what, you know. All right, so I'm gonna keep shuffling, but yeah, the full moon is about releasing and what themes aren't serving us. And yeah, so Two of Pentacles. All right, and we live shuffle on this channel. If you haven't been here before and you're wondering what I'm doing, we live shuffle. I don't really pick groups or anything, or I don't group the cards before I start, I should say. So we have the Four of Swords, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and we also have the Two of Pentacles. So with the Four of Swords, and like I said, this is messages for Aries, the sign of Aries. It could be your sun, moon, or rising. Definitely taking some time to rest. So in like a traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, I don't know if I could even find the card right now, but in a traditional Rider-Waite deck, in the Four of Swords, it depicts a guy laying down on a bed and he looks defeated. I'm trying to find the card for you, but you can look it up too if you have a Rider-Waite deck. Can't find it. Oh, there it is. So it depicts a guy laying in bed praying with his swords around him, and you see in the stained glass, it's like it kind of, some people say it's Jesus. I really think it's just a priest giving back to a woman of faith. So with the Four of Swords, you know, it could the sign of Aries, taking some time to rest with this full moon, not pushing yourself to, because with this, I'm going to go ahead and skip the Eight of Wands and skip to the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles kind of talks about choices, and I was actually studying this card yesterday and watching one of my favorites on Instagram. I think his handle is like Tarot and Tequila or something, but him and another creator, I wish I remembered her name because she was really awesome. They were studying a bunch of different cards yesterday, and they were talking about the Two of Pentacles. And basically, I think I'm trying to find the traditional card too for as well, but with the Two of Pentacles, it talks about choices, and you are maybe balancing a lot of things right now, and with this full moon, just like the balancing act may be coming more into like maybe just coming more into like the forefront of your mind. Like maybe you're now recognizing how much you're really juggling right now. Now I want to say that with the Two of Pentacles and upright, you are able to juggle like both things that are going on in your life. Maybe you're juggling within your career, or you're juggling being a parent, or maybe you're juggling like trying to find free time in all your craziness in life. But whatever the case may be, because the Pentacles talks about our finances, career, materialism. But it's interesting because we have the Swords here, which is like conflict and power. And then we have the Wands here, which Wands is the fire energy. And I always say it's about like getting shit done and like taking action. But with this 8 of Wands in reverse, maybe like, I think in upright, I would say it is about taking action, but maybe within this full moon, or maybe just in general, you guys are, the reason why you're needing to rest is because there are some delays in like something that you're trying to manifest, or maybe it is within your career. Maybe taking some time for yourself this week. Maybe your career is, in a sense, like draining you. I'm gonna get some more clarity. Actually, I'm gonna get more clarity with my Rider-Waite deck. Can I have more clarity on the first 3 cards, please? Maybe areas of life, what it pinpoints to. So we have the 10 of Wands here, and this one also flipped over. So 5 of Cups upright, and we also have the 10 of Wands in reverse, which, you know, 10 in any suit is technically completion, but with the 10 of Wands in reverse, I'm seeing that maybe taking action right now necessarily isn't the best step. Maybe there's some like just a little bit more that you need to learn, or I wouldn't say lessons, but yeah, I would say like maybe there's just a little bit more lessons you need to learn. Sorry, I was looking at both of these cards, but we also have the 5 of Cups here, and it depicts somebody that has broken cups, and they are focused on everything that isn't working for them, but they're not focused on the 2 cups that they still have left. And to me, I see like a bridge right here, a bridge. You just walk over the bridge, and then you're at this little beach with this castle. So yeah, like I was saying, like, and it's funny because we have the 2 cups here. This caught my eye. We have the 2 cups that are full here, and we also have the 2 of Pentacles. And I did put this like over here, right? So within relation to this, I feel as if like maybe you're going through a loss of some sorts, and you know, this is a general reading, so however that fits best to your life. Maybe you have lost some things, or maybe you've given up some things recently, and you're more so focused on what you have lost and what hasn't worked out, but you are still like juggling these other 2 things, but you're doing it pretty well, but you're not giving yourself enough credit for doing so. Like, I'm also hearing that like you know what it takes to get to this like stable foundation right here, but you're so focused on what isn't working out. And like, yes, sometimes this 10 of Wands, I will tell people it's about like releasing burdens, because with his upright, he's carrying them, but right here, like, to me, it's about like these wands just falling through, and then he doesn't have anything left that's like burdening him. So I will say, maybe if there's anything that is burdening you, and I'm not saying like maybe you have kids and like they're burdens and you have to get rid of them, no, but you know, little things in your life that you're able to kind of cut out, or maybe if there's something already in your life that you've been looking to cut out. Like with this full moon, I think it's a great time to do that. Release any expectations that you have regarding whatever situation is this, because like I said, like we have a lot of juggling, like heartbreak, loss, but we also have this rest card that came up first. So I would say, I also just heard the words hang in there. It might come through my head. So if that resonates with you, I'm sure you know it better, like why, than I would. But yeah, hang in there. Like I said, release anything that you can right now. And we have this Star card here. So with this Star card, I would say this is more so like the advice given to whatever situation this is. And the Star card talks about, you know, to me, it talks about we are divinely guided. And like, I don't know, in this depiction, it also looks like she's like, in a sense, like kind of weighing her options, because in this depiction, there's like several different channels of water. And so I do feel like you guys are being presented with multiple choices right now. And if that's the case, like it could be job offers, a relationship, a friendship, maybe, I don't know, but multiple offers of a sort, or you have multiple options or multiple roads that you could go down right now, and you're kind of weighing all your options. And I would you know, advise you to tap in to your divine guidance, because to me the Star card also talks about divine guidance and like also entering a new phase in your life, because the Star does come after the Tower movement. So you could have just undergone a significant like change in your life or transformation in your life. And like I said, this comes after the Tower card. So trying to maybe gain clarity, picking up the pieces from that Tower movement, which is why I also feel like this Rest card is here. You're kind of releasing some burdens, and with this full moon also doing that. And yeah, so tapping into your innate wisdom and tapping into and knowing that there's hope, and that you will find clarity with whatever is, in a sense, making you feel like this Five of Cups, or making you feel like any of these cards. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do some oracle cards. I'm going to do my Moonology and my Psychic Oracle, I think. And I don't know, like those are the only two I will do. All right, so any oracle cards. All right, we have a time to give rather than take. And I really, and with the new moon in Virgo, so I really feel like this is about not only giving back, I wouldn't say like giving back to those around you, but also giving back to yourself, not expecting yourself to be so go, 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 like allowing yourself some rest and some love and some self-care. We also have the full moon in Aquarius, show the world the real you. So yeah, if this is resonating in the form of a career aspect, and you are being faced with two choices, or you know what you want to do, you know the answers to get past this bridge onto this castle, but you're scared to take action, you know, inaction, you're scared to, I think this card is a great to kind of say, do it, you know, whatever makes you feel alive, whatever makes you feel the best you is the right decision. And we also have confidence is your key to success. So being confident in your choices and being confident in the guidance that you receive, right? So I'm also going to see if there's any psychic oracle cards. Let's see. All right. So we have solitude. We have solitude with number 9. And I want to say that, I want to say the tarot archetype to that card is the Hermit. Sorry if you just saw my hand. Yeah, it is the Hermit. So number 9, the Hermit. And then we have rejoice and celebration with number 3. And we also have harmony with number 6. and numbers. This is also the tarot archetype for the lovers. So 2 major arcana, and then we also just have this, I feel like would translate to the 3 of Cups in a traditional deck. So, you know, once you maybe do find some clarity, and are also being creative as well, but I also see that this is a time to not only to celebrate your accomplishments, but maybe if you do have some choices to make, or you just have some significant changes going on in your life, especially if you do resonate with the Tower coming before the Star, and you have undergone like a major transformation recently. It is a time to celebrate, not only if, I wouldn't say celebrate only if you accomplished a major thing, but even just like development of yourself, like personal development, and trying to become this newer version of yourself. Like, that's a reason to celebrate. So celebrate the small victories. Harmony. And like I said, that translate to the Lover's card in a traditional deck. So like I said, it's either like this could represent personal relationships, ideas, just, you know, making choices and making sure that those choices are in harmony with yourself. And then we have solitude, which like I said, is the Hermit in a traditional tarot deck. So maybe also leading up to the full moon, even because the full moon isn't till the 27th of this month. So even sorry, just yawned. Even like taking the time to step back, if you can, find some quiet time and hermit away from the world, just, you know, being to yourself and meditating, trying to tap in to not even like the divine guidance from your guides, but even just yourself and your heart and your soul and what you want out of this next chapter of your life. Especially, like I said, if you went through a Tower movement, you went through a radical transformation, yeah, you might just be entering a new chapter in your life, and you're being forced to make choices that are now more so in alignment than maybe what choices you had before. So this is your reading, Aries. We will be moving on to Taurus now. So just hang tight if you are a Taurus sun, moon, or rising. Go ahead and collect these cards. All right, so I'm going to shuffle these through. And remember, this is for our Taurus sun, moon, or rising. Perfect. All right, so let's go. Is there any messages for Taurus? Any messages for Taurus? All right, so we got 4 cards. Let's start with this spread right here. Oops, sorry. We have the Knight of Cups. Actually, I'm going to try to get these in the way they came out. So the King of Wands came out and it was in reverse. So King of Wands, the Strength, and then the 7 of Wands. Okay. So the 7 of Wands to me is, let's try to get these. You see somebody like fighting, but it's like they're not fighting with somebody else. They're fighting with these other wands, or also in a sense like fighting with yourself and not being able to move forward, because we have the 7 of Wands here and then we have the King of Wands. And normally the King of Wands would be the ruler that in my opinion, gets things done. He's also the king, so he acts strategically, and he acts from a place of compassion and confidence. But then we have the Seven of Wands right before him, and or I guess you have the Seven of Wands in reverse as what I should start with, or the King of Wands in reverse. Like, it's, to me, like an impulsive ruler, because like I said, he normally would be a very kind and thoughtful leader. And with this in reverse, I'm seeing as like, you know, like I said, this is full moon messages for Taurus. So maybe you have struggled with not always being like the most tolerant or the most patient with people, and it's turning into kind of like a inner battle, because we have the Cups here, and the Cups talks about our emotional state and our relationship. So maybe that your intolerance or your moodiness or whatever is affecting your relationship with other people, or even just the relationship with yourself. Because yeah, this is talking about like a challenge or a struggle. Like I said, like he's not really fighting other people. He's like prohibiting his own progress from being made is how I feel. Like feeling like you have to be defensive. And like I said, with this King of Wands, you know, it's kind of like an intolerant leader and a patient leader, kind of like a like I don't know, like the mean mom or the mean dad, I guess you could say. And maybe that is you. Maybe trying to show compassion to your friends and family is something that you need to focus on. But it doesn't have to be. It could just be within yourself, like I said. But then we have this Knight of Cups here. And the Knight of Cups, to me, is someone like who goes with the flow, because the cups represents water signs, and so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Oh, now my brain is going right. Yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm right. Okay, so like I said, which also water signs are known to be very intuitive. And like I said, very go with the flow, intuitive, in tune with their maybe emotional side, or maybe also more emotional than other signs. But like finding the strength to heal, you know, because we have this King and then we have the Knight, and kind of like finding like I said, healing, especially if you resonate with being like on the defense and resonating with being like intolerant or impatient or just moody in general. Yeah, with Knight of Cups, you know, healing that aspect of yourself and figuring out like where exactly that plays in and why you may feel the way you do. But the Strength card tells you that you do have the strength to listen to your intuition and listen, like, you know, your higher self will give you, I'm sure has already told you what is making you feel the way you do and making you feel this like and kind of more intense, not so powerful leader, like intolerant and patient leader qualities. Like I'm sure you have already received insight on what you can do to kind of change that, whether it be, you know, and this could also be like a job that is making you feel this way. Maybe it's a leader within your like career space that isn't like a fair leader, or you don't feel they to be a fair leader. But like I said, listening to your intuition and letting it guide you through this period of your life, letting it guide you to release what you need to ooh, sorry, letting it guide, I just burped, sorry. Letting your intuition guide you on what you need to release. And like I said, with here we have the Strength card, and she's like cool, calm, and collected. So I feel like this is something that you need to embody, because maybe you are very reactive or something. So, you know, you see her, she's very cool, calm, and collected. This lion isn't even like a scary lion. Like even like he's tamed, he's calm, he's cool. Like, and like they're both, like I said, just very chill individuals. And so trying to embody the Strength card in the terms of like finding your inner calm and finding your inner strength. Let's see, can I, oh sorry, my voice is cracking. Can I have some clarity on these 4 cards? Oh, so we have the Hanged Man, but he's in reverse. All right, so can I please need more clarity? All right, and the 4 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords came up upright with Aries, so it's interesting. So with this Hanged Man, you know, normally the Hanged Man would be upside down, like finding a new, fresh perspective. But with this an upright, it's saying like, yes, you may be feeling like you're tied down, like because he's tied to this branch right here. But when you're in reverse, it's easier to get out because you're not hanging upside down. Like if you were to be hanging upside down and try to let go of the string, you would just fall. But with this Hangman upright, you have a little bit more like, you have a little bit better of a perspective, I would say. I'm trying to, so I would say like, it could even be that you don't want to see a new perspective, because like I said, if he was hanging around, I would say to maybe your advice is to find a new perspective. But maybe you're having a hard time to do that because this card is under these 2. So maybe that is what you need to do. Maybe to like get this Hanged Man flipped around to find that new perspective is to find the inner strength to do so. Know that you're not always right. Maybe it's what I'm going kind of thought in my head. But also you're kind of delaying the process of sorts because you're allowing yourself to just hang out right here. Like you're not, you're just sitting there. You're not really making any moves. So however that resonates with you to make moves, to move forward in something, I think this is a major message to do that. Now what's interesting is we have this 4 of Swords in reverse, and 4 of Swords would normally, I would say, rest and kind of recuperating or whatever, but this is like frustrating, stagnant. And so right now you probably are feeling very stagnant in your life. And I think it attributes to like you are kind of holding on to this like past version and you don't want to move forward, or you're scared to move forward. So this is causing some confusions, delay, like even like a missed opportunity. But it doesn't have to be a missed opportunity. I think you still have this chance to renew your life and to embody this Knight of Cups and this Strength card, but you are basically saying that you can't do something for one reason or another, or you're scared to make this move. But I want to say like if a choice is what is holding you back right now, it is in your best interest to make this choice rather quickly and not to prolong the process anymore, because the Hangman can talk of a missed opportunity. And like I'm going to use this in reference of a job. If you stay at a job longer than you're supposed to, or even a relationship, okay, longer than you're supposed to, honestly, like more bad things will keep happening. Like, you know, you'll have more bad experiences at work, and it's going to feel like it'll get to the point where either like you're fired or something drastic has to happen for you to leave. And even in relationships, like if you stay in a relationship longer than you're supposed to, I feel like it gets so bad to the point, like I said, something drastic happens, and then you realize, oh, I shouldn't be here. So my advice to you is not to let it get to that point. It is to let go of what you need to let go now, so that you can progress forward. Because this Hangman to me is saying that, like, you can't get a fresh perspective because you are not seizing this opportunity to move forward and kind of like embody this Knight of Cups strength energy. And it will continue to cause you frustration and cause you to feel unrest and unfulfilled if you continue down this path. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some oracle cards. I'm gonna do my Moonology deck. Oh, they spoke loud and clear. Yeah, so nothing will come of this situation. So like I said, like, you really, whatever situation is needing to be released, that is your full moon message. Release it, because right here, nothing is going to come out of it. Nothing is going to come out of you staying where you were at. Okay, and then prosperity lies ahead with the new moon of Taurus. So I think that, and it's not even just prosperity within money. Like, it could be prosperity within happiness, joy, and fulfillment in your life. Feeling, like I said, fulfilled, because right now you're feeling a bit unfulfilled. So I think this is literally saying, like, it's pretty much confirming what I said. Like, you are going to miss an opportunity to change your life if you don't do it soon. Okay. All right. So any more messages with psychic? So the heart chakra. Oh, 2 cards came on. Oh my gosh, look at this. I love whenever there's synchronicities. Moving on. So like I said, moving on from whatever is you're holding on to right now. It really has to be let go of. Okay. And I think that's what this means, is it's causing you to feel like this King of Wands, like unrest, unjust, like someone or something is a situation is just causing this weird like moody energy. We have your heart chakra. So heart chakra is in our heart space, our heart center. So healing your heart chakra, especially if it is a relationship or just an ending of some sorts. It doesn't even have to be a relationship, just an ending. I'm hearing something is coming to an end. So it could be very hard on you emotionally or mentally. So, finding some time to journal maybe, or even like meditating on your heart chakra is also just a very good, I guess, activity you can do, but something you can do to kind of heal yourself from the situation is to focus on your heart chakra, and also opening up your heart center and allowing love and unconditional love, and allowing just the universe to conspire to make what you need to come to fruition. So opening up your heart and believing in yourself and believing that these things are possible. Okay. And moving on. So you're definitely going to be moving on from something. So that is all I have for you, Taurus. Now we're going to be moving on to Gemini. So if you are a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, you can just stick along. But if you're not, go ahead and look at the timestamps below and find your next sign. So like I said, you're going to get into Gemini now. And I am going to pause this to go to the restroom. So I'm going to stop the camera for a second and I will be right back. All right. Hello, my Gemini placements. This is your reading. Hold on. Just kind of. Remember, this could be for your sun, moon, or rising, or even a Venus sign, because Venus is a major placement in our chart. So, sorry, I'm just kind of adjusting so I can shuffle. Okay, so this is going to be your full moon messages for Gemini. Remember, the full moon is in a couple of days, but these are things to think about even just leading up to the full moon too. Okay, so these are not all your cards. That's me. So Gemini placements. Okay, wow, you guys had like 5 cards just jump out. So we have the Magician in reverse. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Star, and we have the Artist. So you guys don't need any more cards because yours already came in. And how I've really been reading this is kind of like situation, and then we'll pull some more cards for clarity if needed. So we have lots of like manifesting divine energy going on. Now with the Magician in reverse, you may be feeling like the things that you're asking for, or maybe you're not actually like putting forth the effort. Maybe you're trying to manifest things into this physical world, but maybe you're not actually, maybe you're going through the motions, but you're not actually laying a foundation. So procrastinating, not planning, and with this Two of Pentacles here, like maybe it's because you are juggling more than one thing, and so you, in a sense, what I'm hearing is you're kind of going back and forth, like you're unsure of like what next step that you want to do right now. And it could be because like you're juggling, like maybe you have a job and some kids, or you have a job and you have a business, or whatever, like two things that could be right now. Like you could be juggling right now, or just being kind of controlled by, in a sense, and it's of earthly things. So like I said, kids, business, money, like even if you want to start a business and you're not planning, as in terms of like how much money is it going to take, or like you're not really going through the motions on how to build this business or how to build this, and whatever you're trying to bring into your life right now. We have the Star card, which does talk about clarity, and it does talk about joy and fulfillment. So I would suggest that, sitting down, especially with this full moon, and taking action, like not just staying where you are, not expecting things to just be like served to you on the silver platter. Like, no, knowing that you actually have to do the work right now, knowing that yes, you can juggle these things, but if there's something else you're trying to bring into your life and you're not planning accordingly, it's just going to kind of fall apart. Okay. And maybe you are a mom, maybe you are juggling many things, or your dad, I should say, or a parent in general, you're juggling many things, and so it's hard to plan for the future because you're juggling so many different like parts of yourself or parts of something. And which I understand that. I'm a mom too, so like sometimes just even finding 15 minutes a day to meditate is like the hardest thing in the world. It's like can never get quiet time. So, if it's something out of your control, I definitely would sit down and just try to make a plan, not to be ignorant or just blatantly tell yourself that whatever you want is like actually going to happen, because it can. It's just a matter of, like I said, if you can release some burdens, maybe do so. But if you can't because it's a kid or a job, just plan. Try to make a plan on what you can do to, like, little things you can do for yourself, or little things you can do for your family, or little things you could do just to make your life a little bit easier. And which brings me back to this card, finding clarity. This card came up, I don't remember what sign, but I pointed out the fact that there's like little channels over here, and there's like one big waterfall over here. So she's like contemplating all these little channels, and then there's like a huge big channel over here. And also like over here it's like balanced of sorts, like, and then there's a little bit cloudy over here. So although the Star card, it comes after the Tower, so the Star is a positive in the major arcana, because it, like I said, it comes after the Tower, which the Tower is that life-changing alteration, like shaking up things. So, and you could have just came from that. You could have just had a major change in your life. And sorry, you could have just had a major change in your life. And it could be child. Maybe you weren't necessarily planning for this child, so now you're having to juggle all these responsibilities. But that's not obviously for everyone. But that is one thing that just came into my mind, so that was worth putting out there. Like, but yeah, so I definitely want to mention that you have multiple options. You have support. You have just ask if you need it. Ask for help if you need it. We have the artist card here, and the artist is specific to this ethereal visions deck, or ethereal visions. I'm pretty sure it's ethereal visions, but I call it ethereal. I'm sorry, whatever. Potato. So we have the artist here, and I'm actually going to pull out the book because, like I said, this card is specific to this deck, and I would like to I've never actually like pull the book out for a reading. I always just interpret it how I need to, but I'm going to show this to you. So it says the artist is the vessel of creation. This card signifies mankind and shows when you need to open up to the knowledge that is available if you stop and set aside the distractions of the human condition and listen. So visionary, interpreter, creation, passionate. So like I said, finding some time away from the distractions of life and making a plan and being creative about this plan and bringing forward passion and joy and what you want. Because like I said, this card comes after the Tower. So really just creating a life for yourself that you really want to live, you know. And so I'm going to get some clarity with the Rider-Waite tarot cards. So or the Universal Tarot, I think this is what it's called. So any cards on what they can do maybe, or just any more clarity we can get. Wow. We have the Star card again. So definitely tapping into your intuition, trying to find clarity within your intuition, and not like, yeah, okay, so you see that she's nurturing and she's pouring the water back into this lake, but she's also pouring it into the ground. And to me, it's kind of funny, like, well, why would she do that? But to me, she's like giving back to the earth in a sense by doing that. And giving back, like I said, giving back to the earth, giving back to herself, nurturing these plants, even though she's just like it kind of looks like she's like drowning the water and stuff. But I promise this card is a pretty good card, a pretty positive card. So yeah, so I definitely think that just trying to, like I said, find some time without distractions to make a plan and find some clarity and tap into your inner wisdom and tap into like that creative side of yourself and give back to yourself in like the ways that you're able to. Hold on, I had a card fall out. We also have the 8 of Pentacles. So maybe you have been or are like working really hard on something, like meticulously working really hard, because you see this, like he has all of his, like all of it right here. And the 9 of Pentacles after this card does talk about like our hard work turning into fruition. So maybe you're not exactly there yet. Like you're not at the point where your seeds that you've planted can come to fruition. You're still needing to plan and create, and you're almost there, but you're not quite there. And I think that's where this Magician comes in, as far as like I said, like trying to make a plan, being like right now you're just kind of procrastinating maybe, or like I said, you're going through the motions, but you're not putting in the most effort that you could. So yeah, so like I said, just being creative, focus, and I think that is just a major theme right now for you guys. And we will be doing some Moonology cards. Let's see what kind of oracle cards come up with this spread. So Gemini, can we have some Moonology cards for Gemini collective? And remember, this is a collective reading, so it may not actually like resonate with everybody, but for those of you who do. All right, so we have conclusions are within reach. So I think that it comes back to this 8, like you're almost there, but there's just some things you have to let go of. You have to let go of the mentality that you're entitled to whatever is supposed to come, that you know you actually have to put in the work, and you have to also take care of your other responsibilities and try to juggle that. And yeah, so bring love into the situation. So with a new moon in Aquarius, so I also feel like it's about loving yourself and giving yourself grace, especially if you necessarily haven't been putting in all the effort that you can, like not beating yourself up about it, but recognizing what you need to do, loving yourself, giving yourself grace for the days that you can't give yourself all that you need, and just being grateful for what you already have. And then you and your loved ones are safe. So with the new moon in Cancer, so safe in terms of like, especially if you are a parent juggling all these things, and maybe you worry if you're spending enough time with your kids or you're giving them enough love and attention. I think this is just a great card to say that you don't need to worry. What you're doing is enough. The care that you're providing and the love that you're providing, you're doing the best that you can, and to not continue to beat yourself up over things that you can't control. So we're going to do some psychic oracle cards and then move on to, let's see, Cancer, right? Yeah, we're doing Gemini right now. So, oh, not one card. Save me the card come out. And any more psychic oracle cards, please. Any more psychic oracle cards for Gemini, please. All right, last shuffle. I'm going to shuffle the other side of the deck. Any more cards? Okay, you only have one, and that is suffering in silence. So like I said, I'm pretty sure I mentioned like trying to ask for help, ask for support, especially if you do find yourself juggling all these things. Like, yes, you're able to, but for how long is the question. So if you do find yourself suffering, especially if you're like a single parent, or like I said, just you have a lot of responsibilities. And I just seen this infinity sign here. I've seen this card so many times, and the infinity sign just pointed out to me. That's so crazy. So the infinity sign could have a significant meaning to you, but wow. And it's right under the number 8. So lots of like prosperity, you know, lots of fulfillment, lots of prosperity, and knowing that you're not alone. Like, you do have help. You just have to ask. And sometimes being vulnerable and is hard, but not to let your ego and your pride get in your way is probably the best advice that I can give you right now. Okay, don't let yourself suffer in silence. But thank you, Gemini. I'm going to now move on to Cancer. So stick around if you have Cancer in your chart, or go ahead and find the next sign. All right, thank you, Gemini, for watching. So I'm gonna just shuffle this deck to clear the energy. And we will be moving on to, that was literally the world's worst shuffle, my goodness. We're going to be moving on to, wow, Cancer. Let me just get the energy flowing back in these cards, please. Here we go. Somewhat better. All right. We're going to be doing messages for, here we go, Cancer. Energy's back. Okay. So, full moon messages for Cancer, please. Okay. All right. That is where we're going to stop. You had 5 cards came up. So we have the 7 of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, and we also have the Emperor, but he's reversed. So Cancer, you have more reversals than you do upright. So let's talk about that. And you only have one major arcana, which is the Emperor, but he's in reverse. So I'm going to start, I'm just going to start where we normally would. So, now with the 7 of Cups in reverse, it's very interesting because normally the 7 of Cups to me is all about choices and what those choices mean and how those choices can kind of play out. And like in a traditional deck, there's like, okay, sorry, I was just paying attention. So, like, yeah, so in a, well, not in a traditional deck, whether you're traditional or just this card right here, or this deck right here, you are being faced with choices. And, like, I do feel as if whenever it's in reverse, it talks about not being able to kind of make a choice, maybe indecisiveness, feeling insecure or overwhelmed, because I mean, either both ways with the 7 of Cups. It's not necessarily like the most positive card, I guess you could say. So definitely like temptation right now, or like I said, indecisiveness, overwhelmed. So this is a very interesting spread. I'm just looking at all the cards like as a whole and what story they tell. So because it's like, okay, it's so funny, it's kind of like a pattern. It's like we have the reversal, upright, reversal, upright, reversal. So I feel like there's a lot of duality right now in your life, Cancer. Lots of like ways that you're being pulled, like, and not like we have, it's so funny, we have the Cups here, which is our emotional state and our relationships, but they're both in reverse. So, and then we have the Wand, and then we have the Pentacles. So the Wand is positive movement forward and making, kind of progressing forward, fire energy, passionate energy. We have the Pentacles. And Pentacles is, career materialism. So I do feel as if, like, this is such an interesting spread. I'm sorry, it's like, kind of like I said, it's like kind of like counteracting, like the cards are kind of like counteracting with each other. I'm gonna actually get some clarity. Can I have some clarity on this spread, please? Thank you. We also have the Hierophant. So, like I said, I really feel, wow, you guys have lots of cards coming out. I think that's because it's, like I said, you guys have lots of duality in your life, and it's just kind of confusing. So, we have the Sun, the Chariot, lots of major arcana now. The Emperor came up here. The Hierophant and the Knight of Wands. So this is clarity for these cards to kind of help guide me. But it's so crazy because the Emperor came up in reverse and then it's up right here. Okay, so I feel as if right now you are faced with difficult choices. You are being faced with choices that are overwhelming you. And I'm not 100% sure what area of life it's in. I feel like just because this is a collective reading, I feel like this spread is just being pulled in so many different ways. So it even could be that you in your life are feeling called to do many different things, different ways. Like you are also confused. So with this Three of Wands, it talks about relocation and moving and travel and going forward. But with this Knight of Wands here, to me, the Knight of Wands, it's progressing forward. The Knight is still a little young. He's not the king. So but he does have that determination, right? So even though you're feeling overwhelmed by whatever choices or overwhelmed by whatever life situation, you still have this drive in you to figure this out. So that's a good sign. That it really is. It's a good, even though you may be feeling like mentally just pulled so many different ways, you are still determined and maybe a bit impulsive, but you are determined. And we have the Hierophant here. So breaking, to me, he's tradition. He does teach of tradition and religion and higher knowledge. But then we have the Chariot in reverse. So maybe you have had these ideals about either yourself or just ideas, whether it be religion or traditions in general. You're kind of realizing that you don't want to continue down that path, or the ideals that you held in your head aren't in alignment with you anymore. So it is making you feel like this Nine of Cups, feeling empty, feeling unfulfilled, feeling a little bit unstable too, I guess you could say, because with this Chariot in reverse, it's not moving forward anymore. It's he's stuck. He's doubting himself. He's a little bit defeated. And like I said, with this Nine of Cups, I also feel like that is also, in a sense, defeat. Feel like you're asking too much out of yourself right now. You're not really being realistic about maybe where you're at in life or where you are going to be in life. Maybe you're holding yourself to too high of a standard. I say shoot for the stars and always dream big, but we can dream a little bit too big, and we can always, like I said, dream too big and expect too much out of ourselves. So that could be something going on right now for you. And I mentioned in the beginning, these could be new or full moon messages. So even just with the full moon, releasing these expectations of yourself or expectations of the situation or other people, I feel like when you do that, it is going to bring you this sun, happy, joyful, optimistic energy, and you will feel more secure in your path when you let go of these unrealistic expectations, and also releasing your not desired outcome, but releasing how do I say this? Detaching yourself from the overall outcome, of whatever choice or whatever is making you overwhelmed or making you feel like confused or whatever. Letting go of that expectation, letting go of the outcome, and seeing what comes out of it, without you having to be so in control and holding on so hard to it. And like I said, this is a general reading, Cancer, so apply that however you see it fitting, of course. But it's just very interesting. So with this Nine of Cups, I feel like when you do release or relinquish the control or the aspect of control, that is whenever you're going to see progress and you're going to see things take forth. But it can't really happen if you are just holding on so tightly to whatever it is you're holding on to. And the Emperor, it's so funny, I was studying the Major Arcana last night. I have this little printout, and I was just studying the journey of the Fool, you know, because the Major Arcana starts with the Fool card and it ends with the World, and the Major Arcana is his journey through life, and it represents our journey through life as well. And the Emperor would technically be the Fool's father figure, teaching him tradition, teaching him discipline. And so I'm seeing that maybe you're not disciplined, or you're being like a little bit too much. Like you're not allowing like playfulness to be in your life. And I do feel like there has to be a sort of balance between play and like being disciplined or whatever. But because, you know, with him in upright, it is success. You have mastered the art of discipline. You've mastered the art of this like masculine energy. But with him in reverse, it is a little bit like chaotic energy, like avoiding like something. But when we have him in reverse and then we have him upright, it is kind of a good omen, saying that you can overcome it. It's just a matter of, like I said, relinquishing expectations, or relinquishing like the feeling of just needing to be in power and in control all the time, and letting life kind of just flow around you. So yeah, like I said, I feel like there was a little bit of chaos going on, whether it's in your life physically or just chaos and mentally. Like, I do see that. I definitely see that going on. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards. All right. We have emotions are running high with the supermoon. So yeah, I definitely think something, like I said, is just causing you distress, and you're just being a little bit too serious, too aggressive about this. And what do you need to release? So like I said, it could just be releasing feeling the need of control, the outcome, or, you know, obviously you know better than I do, but that is what I picked up. So it's funny that came up. Let's see if there's any more oracle cards. All right, so prosperity begins. And I think prosperity can begin once, like I said, you release the expected outcome and just let life kind of flow to you. And what did I say? Mental conflict. Definitely you are. It's like, this is you, and there's that little voice in your head, that pesky little voice in your head that we don't like, the ego. And it could be that it's the ego kind of, or your pride getting in the way. But I do feel like this card does talk about like our ego kind of being in the way. And so, you know, stepping out of that ego mindset, that egotism, and stepping into more of aligned, like positive, like I said, more go with the flow, higher self energies. That was what you probably should be stepping into. So yeah, I think that was very fitting. I definitely saw a lot of conflict within these cards, so love to see those synchronicities, but don't love that for you guys. Unfortunately, I know how hard it is to be in a mental conflict with yourself. So, but thank you so much, Cancer. We will be moving on to our Leos now. Let me just collect these cards. We will be moving on to our Leo babies. Let me just get these cards. Sorry, I'm yawning. I slept good. I don't know why I'm yawning. Always like halfway through my readings, I can like feel my energy kind of like draining in a sense. All right, so Leo, and then we have Virgo. Okay, so I'm like about halfway through. All right, so Leo, let me shuffle this deck, kind of clear the energy from Cancer. Remember, you can be a Leo sun, moon, or rising. I find that I always resonate a lot with my rising sign when it comes to these collective readings. That's why I encourage people to do all 3 signs and then even your Venus, because those are just major placements, and the sun sign doesn't always tell everything. I feel like the sun sign is like the most like I don't know, to me I feel like our rising sign is deeply more who we are, and the sun sign is more who we are to other people, not so much like who we are inside in a way. I don't know. So we're gonna go ahead and do Leo's reading. So Leo, wow, you guys had lots of cards come out, so we're gonna go ahead and just start there. More than any other pile so far. This is the come up first, the Death card. I always want to forewarn, this is not terrible, okay? We have the 5 of Cups, the Death, the 5 of Pentacles, the Well, wow, you guys have so many cards, the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, the 2 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. So, although it's a pretty, I just want to say, don't be scared of like these couple cards up first. It's a fairly positive reading, I can already tell you. There's just some emotional parts of this. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just start with the Death card. So the Death doesn't, like I said, it's not necessarily a bad card. I do feel like it's the death of a version of yourself and transitioning into something more, or a better version of yourself. And with the 5 of Cups here, maybe you are in the process of doing that. And like I said, this is full moon messages for Leo. So these are things leading up to the full moon to think about and consider, and even just things that you can release with this full moon, okay? But so you are definitely, there's some sort of ending, and it could be the ending of a past version of yourself, or just the ending of a complete chapter. Maybe you're just going into something completely new, a new venture, a new area of your life, and this is you right now, maybe just feeling a bit defeated, like you're you see all these broken cups, you see everything that's not working out for you, and you're so focused on those things. You're focused on the more negative aspects of your life and the cups that have already kind of toppled themselves over, but you're not focused on the 2 behind you, the 2 cups that are full, the 2 things in your life that, and it could be 2 things in your life that you have, like whether that be like you have a roof over your head and you have financial stability, and whatever, like, or you may have lost a relationship, a career, you know, whatever. Apply it to however you see in your life, but or just a loss of like I said, this past version of yourself. It could just be completely internal. It doesn't even have to be situational, but because our cups talks about relationships and also talks about our emotional state. So, but you also have these 2 cups right here, and then he also has this castle in the background, and like I said, he's not really focusing on the stability that he already has. He's more so focused on like, okay, so you see these 2 cups here, and to me, like very here in the back is like a bridge to get over the water, and it's like, it's almost like he doesn't know how to get himself over there. He doesn't know how to carry his cups, get himself over the bridge to this more stable, like, emotional state, I'm gonna say, because like I said, the cups does talk about our emotional state. You are definitely just out of sorts with yourself and maybe just not entirely happy with everything going on in your life, but I think you already know what needs to be done, and you know, like, the things that you have essentially lost, they were for good reason. It's hard to let go of that part of yourself because that past version you were for so long, and so making these new decisions and this newfound clarity and this newfound light is what's the word? It's intimidating, it's daunting, it's not always easy. So we have this Five of Pentacles here, and the Five of Pentacles is all about inner child work and healing, and there could have been trauma that happened with a mother figure early in your life, but it doesn't have to be just mother. It could be mother and father, or really anybody in general, and it could be the reason why you feel this way is some past trauma that maybe you forgot about, or maybe you do remember, but it's the trauma that literally makes like that you always go back to, in a sense, that like everything, like all these kind of like more negative aspects of yourself, it always comes back to this one trauma or this one like experience in life. So I really feel like this is about inner healing, and this is kind of where the cards kind of take a turn, you know, although we have this ending and emotional stress right here, you know, it's also taking the time to heal yourself and spend time with yourself and connect with this higher self, connect with your divine guidance, because we see a woman kind of looking out, seeking answers. She's by the wishing well, right? But she also has her pendulum, so she's seeking answers. But there's a pendulum, there's a well. So, and I do feel like you have the power right now to, in a sense, embody this card in the sense of like, you are being divinely guided. Like I said, I feel like you already know what to do. You're just kind of scared to make the moves, for one reason or the other. And it could be just feelings of unworthiness or self-doubt, manifesting in this way. But I do feel like those feelings of self-doubt do also come from some sort of trauma that was in your past. But it doesn't affect you now, is what I'm hearing. Like, maybe you've lived in survival mode your entire life, and you're reaching a point in your life where you don't necessarily have to do that, and it's really hard to like think outside of this survival mode because you've lived in it for so long. So definitely, like I said, seeking divine guidance, or even just asking or seeking the help of others. Now, the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration and creative ideas, but I do feel like, in a sense, it's like, yes, it is creative ideas, yes, it is collaboration, but also seeking the support of others, and trusting the people in your life right now, that they are here to celebrate you and they are here for you. So not to worry about all the other outside factors that don't really matter, but just focusing on this, on the fact that you are divinely guided, but you also are supported, and you're supported in this physical realm, and you're also supported in the more spiritual realm with your guides and God and universe, whoever you pray in and believe in, knowing that you are always supported. And to celebrate that, maybe even getting with friends and celebrating the fact that, thank you for being here for me, let's go celebrate. And especially if you do have some sort of ending, celebrating that ending and celebrating this new chapter that's coming in. So we also have this Three of Swords. Ooh, I'm stretching. This Three of Swords, to me, is, especially in relation to this Two of Wands. Now, I would say the Two of Wands is about, the twos is always about a choice. And specifically with this Wands, I'm feeling like you are feeling a bit stuck for one reason or the other. Like I said, I feel like you know what to do. It's just you're scared to make the move. And so with this Two of Wands here, it's like you know what you need to do in order to kind of progress forward. But it comes back to this Three of Swords and being scared and not feeling so confident in yourself and your ability to make this choice for one reason or the next. Because the Three of Swords to me is about pain and grief, and it could be deception, but I definitely am just seeing it's just some emotions that are coming up. It's not so much like heartbreak and loss. Now it could be for some select few of you, but I also am just seeing like whatever situation is this Two of Wands depicts in terms of duality, it's causing like just a lot of grief within yourself, and it's causing just a lot of anxiety as well within yourself. And I think that when you do make this choice, it's literally a brand new beginning, because this Ace of Pentacles, like I said in previous, it's about career and materialism and earthly pleasures, and it could be money or finances, whatever. So I feel like once you do find the courage to make this choice and listen to that divine guidance, is when that new beginning can really start. And I'm hearing that it's not going to start until you can make this choice. But when you do make this choice, a brand new cycle will begin. A cycle full of, if you want a brand new career, a career that is perfectly suited for you is going to come into fruition. If you're seeking a family, or a relationship or a partner, because I feel like family and kids, those are all still earthly pleasures, right? So it could be, once you make these choices for yourself, a brand new beginning is going to start, whether it be a career, relationship, or just starting a new chapter where you are just focused on yourself for a little bit, okay? But I do see new beginnings are in the cards for you. It's just a matter of making the proper choice that you have to make, okay? All right, so I'm going to move on to these oracle cards. Oh, I hate whenever they fall on the ground. So look at the bigger picture with the full moon in Sagittarius, and I feel like that's just telling you to not just focus on the small details, not focus on what could go wrong or what has already gone wrong, but look at like how the situation makes you feel. If it's a career that makes you feel shitty, or relationships that makes you feel that way, taking a step back and realizing that you're not stuck there. You have the power to get yourself out of this situation. It's really about believing that you have the power. And we have, look, a new start is coming. What did I say? So you're definitely, especially with this death card, endings and changes are definitely in the cards for you. And maybe a huge theme leading up into this full moon is making a big choice for yourself and believing in the choice that you're making and not doubting yourself. So we are going to pull just these and then we'll be done, okay? So let's see. Perfect. Remember, this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Obstacles and challenges. Patience. And we also have power, which is so perfect for you guys because you are a Leo and this is a Leo card. So, yeah, so definitely, well, I think with anything, there's going to be always obstacles and challenges. Nothing within our life is always going to be, it's never going to be super easy. It's never going to not have some type of challenge because we are human living on a human experience. We have lessons to learn. We have situations and themes in life to learn and to process and move on from. So even though you are going to make this higher choice for you, of course there's going to be obstacles that come in the way, but don't be scared of them. believe that you are being divinely guided. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can get over this little hurdle right here. And the hurdle could just be as simple as making the choice, okay? And that's a challenge for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that your path, your new path, is going to be full of heartache and hardships. It could just be you need to get over this obstacle right now in order to have, like I said, in order to have this new start. So you have the Strength. This power card translates to the Strength card in a traditional tarot deck. The number 8 is all about abundance and prosperity. So you guys definitely have that coming your way. And patience. Having the patience, like I'm looking at this card, it looks almost as if she has a seed in her hand. I think it is, because look, the flower is grown, but there's two sides to this card. It's, yes, she did grow her seed and she's waiting for it to take into bloom, but then when it finally does, it's because she was patient and she was waiting and she did her due diligence and trusting in the universe. And I feel like right now in this part of your life, it's a huge trust exercise from the universe. But that's all I have for you, Leo placements. Thank you so much for watching. I will be moving on to our Virgo placements right now. So if you are a Virgo sun, moon, or rising, you can stick along. Now, if you are not, go ahead and look at the timestamps below and find the next sign for yourself. Thank you, Leos, for watching, and let's move on to my Virgos. So, hi, Virgos. Like I said, Virgo, this could be your sun, moon, or rising, or you could just have lots of major placements in the Virgo, or sun, moon, rising, or Venus is what I advise. But like for me, I have a stellium in my 10th house, Virgo, so I do tend to resonate with the Virgo readings a lot. I have tons of Virgo in my chart, among other things. I'm not just full Virgo, but I do have lots of Virgo. But so sorry, I'm just adjusting to get comfortable. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Okay, so Virgos, this is your full moon reading, and our full moon isn't for another couple of days. I think about 5 days on the February 27th. So these are things also to just think about leading up to the full moon. Okay. I had one card, but it fell on the ground, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick this up. Beep, beep, beep. Hi. If you just saw my face. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's see. Virgo. All right, perfect. So, wow, the Two of Pentacles has come up in a lot of these, in a lot of signs. So I feel like we're all being faced with lots of choices right now. All right, so we have the Four of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Two of Pentacles, and then we also have the Four of Swords reversed. So, all right. With the Four of Pentacles, I'm going to start with the first two cards now. With the Four of Pentacles and then the Queen of Swords. So, the Four of Pentacles to me is about finding stability, or maybe you already have some stability, or you are in search for stability in your more earthly pleasures, right? Because the Pentacles is our materialism and the pleasures of earth. So I feel like with leading up to this full moon, finding stability is a huge thing for you, and you may also see some changes in this, like in that department. Maybe you have been trying to manifest more stability in your life, so and you're finally finding it. Maybe you have found it, or that, like I said, it's something that with this full moon you're going to be leading up to. Now, this Queen of Swords energy, to me, it's firstly nurturing energy. So you could be a parent or a mom, and I feel like the Queen of Swords leads with this, like I said, nurturing energy. She's caring and thoughtful, and she's able to make choices that, like, she's able to make choices because she is this like intellectual and stable leader. And I feel like this feeds into the Two of Pentacles, because you are this Queen of Swords. Whether you are male or female, it doesn't matter. It's just feminine energy. We all have feminine and masculine energy. You are this like nurturing, loving leader, and with this Two of Pentacles, especially if you do resonate with the fact that you are a mom or a parent of sorts, you are having to essentially, yes, you are finding some stability within your material earthly life, but there's also some things that you're juggling right now, and it's causing you to feel exhausted. Because with this Four of Swords, it would normally like be that you're resting or you need to rest, but with this card in reverse, it's, to me, it's just you're a bit exhausted or stagnant, and it could be because you're juggling some things right now. And like personally for me, I am a mom, so that's why I mentioned that, because whether, like I said, whether you're a mom or just a parent in general, or a guardian or a caretaker, it doesn't matter. Like juggling somebody else's needs and your own is really hard, and juggling your job and this other person's life is so hard. So it could be causing you to feel a bit exhausted. And let's see if there's any advice. So the advice, the Eight of Swords. So okay, I'm gonna keep going. So advice cards. We have some advice. Actually, hold on guys, I'm gonna get some clarity with my universal card. So can I have some clarity on the advice the Eight of Swords is bringing us? Clarity on the Eight of Swords, please. Okay, so we have the Death card. We have the Seven of Pentacles, but we also have the Four of Wands in reverse. So such a weird, I feel like this is kind of weird advice because the Eight of Swords is like somebody that's kind of stuck and isolated and trapped, and maybe you do feel this way, especially if you're a mom or a parent or just a caretaker of sorts. And you don't have to be. I know not every Virgo placement is going to resonate with this, but just apply it in the way that you like I said, it could be even career, balancing jobs or balancing family and career, whatever. So apply these to your life, and then apply the advice to the area you see fit. But so in some sorts, we are feeling trapped and isolated, and which also attributes to why we would feel exhausted and stagnant, right? So with this Death card, I'm seeing like it is an ending to like a way of being. And with the moon, or with the full moon, it could be as simple as releasing like releasing the parts of us that don't serve us. So for me, like releasing the need to be in control, I guess you could say. Like in control of, like, okay, I know that my son is going to need me, but like, so I work from home. So like, yes, in retrospect, I would love to just be able to work at my own pace and do what I need to do at my own pace. But it's also about recognizing that if you have, like, for me, I have some flexibility. So letting go of the need to just control every minute, every second of my day. Which the only reason why I'm bringing myself into it is because it's just easier for me to give examples about my life. But like I said, just releasing some aspect of yourself, especially if this aspect of yourself is causing you to feel like that. And it's also about releasing burdens. Now, of course, if you are a parent, you can't really do that, but it's, like I said, releasing something. And this also is talking about changes. So with the full moon, you could see some things changing. Maybe you have some more help coming in, or you are able to find a better schedule for yourself, whatever the case may be. We have the Seven of Pentacles, does talk about hard work, and it's not quite the Nine of Pentacles, which is about, fruition, but you are growing. And I think with this Death card, it will, like, you are going to be growing, and knowing that this period, I think the advice really is getting at is this period you may feel stuck and stagnant, but it's knowing that you're not going to feel this isolation forever. It's about releasing some old ways, or releasing something that isn't necessarily serving you anymore at this point in your life. And so that you are able to kind of grow and invest more into yourself, or invest more into your ideas. And that could also be the advice, trying to ask for help and invest more into yourself if you're able to. Now, yeah, so this might just be a very tense change because this Four of Wands is in reverse. So there's a lot of tension here with this pile, or this group, Virgo. So especially leading up until the full moon, it may not really let up. It just may be really intense for the rest of this week, or however long. But I do think it's about releasing this version of yourself that isn't you anymore, and also being able to find more time for yourself, and finding more time to, in a sense, like, let your ideas play out in a way. Now I'm going to get some more cards. I don't think I'm entirely done with this tarot. Can I have more cards for the collective energy of Virgo? Yeah, so the Star card has come up a lot. So I do feel as if you will be finding some clarity, even though there's a lot of tension going on, a lot of exhaustion, a lot of whatever. It is about knowing that you are divinely connected, divinely guided. This card brings lots of joy and optimism, and getting all your ducks in a row, because the Star comes after the Tower. So, and I feel like lots of people have just undergone a Tower movement, because this card has come up a lot. And like I said, this is a major arcana that comes after the Tower movement, which is that big change and shift in dynamic. And so yeah, I do feel as if you will be finding some clarity. Yes, you may be feeling exhausted and a little bit stagnant and like overwhelmed, like you're juggling too much, but I do think you're going to find some answers within this next week, or within, like I said, leading up to the full moon, and then releasing the like thought patterns that don't necessarily serve you, and allowing your life to just be a little bit easier in terms of like believing in your path, but also like knowing that you are divinely connected, and you are stable, and you are like, everything's gonna be okay. Not to overanalyze things, All right, any more tarot cards for our Virgo babies? All right. Yeah, we have the Page of Wands. So it's all about new ideas, fresh ideas, starting something new. So letting go, like I said, letting go of something that doesn't necessarily serve you anymore, and allowing new, fresh ideas to come in and you take action on those new ideas. I think is like a major theme with y'all. So let's get some oracle cards. I have some oracle cards for Virgo. It's time to take action. So yeah, taking action with the new moon in Aries, taking action on your ideas. Maybe you have been scared to do that, and that is why you feel stagnant and exhausted, because you're not, you're just scared to kind of make moves, or you were scared to because of Mercury retrograde. That's also another thing. Mercury retrograde just ended, so this is the perfect time to take action. Maybe you just haven't felt like you were ready to because of retrograde, but now it's over. So now is the time to embody this Page of Wands and start out on this new creative venture. And it says a win-win outcome is forecast with the full moon in Libra. So yeah, this, you know, I definitely see that you guys will come out on top. You know, this isn't necessarily telling you like that your ideas are shit. It's telling you that you have the ideas, you will find clarity if you don't already have it. It's just about putting those ideas into action and believing that it's possible. Temptation. So temptation can be and also trapped in fear. So temptation could be in the sense of tempted to go back to an old way, or tempted to go, okay. So I'm gonna relate this back to myself, just because I do, in a sense, relate to this pile. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur. This is the route I want to go on. I have basically told myself already, like, there is no plan B. I am a business owner. I'm not going back to a regular job. But there are days where I tell myself it would just be so much easier if I had a normal life. If I could just have a normal 9-to-5 job, I just have a normal structured life, like, it would be so much easier. But I feel, and to me, those are negative thought patterns. And that's what I mean by that is, you know what you want, you know what will make you happy and fulfilled, but it's either it's taking too long, so you're doubting yourself, or you don't feel like it's just possible. So you're allowing those thoughts to come back in your head, like, that are essentially trying to backtrack you. So not allowing those negative habits, those negative thoughts to come back, and not to allow them to hold you back. Okay. And trapped in fear. And I feel, like I said, feeling unworthy, feeling lots of self-doubt, not feeling like you are worthy of these things that you're asking for, not believing in yourself enough, not having the confidence in yourself. And I think that's where this trapped in fear card comes in. I feel like that is kind of where you're at maybe right now. But with this spread, because like I said, trapped, isolated, so it does tie in with the 8 of Swords. But it's knowing that it's not going to be like this forever. It's something that you do need to release with this full moon, is those feelings of fear and doubt, and releasing those feelings and being more confident in yourself and being confident in your journey and where it's taking you. But thank you so much, Virgo. I am going to pause the camera, and then we're going to move on to Libra. So yeah, just if you have Libra in your chart, just stick around. If not, just go ahead and move on to the next sign. But thank you so much, Virgo, for watching. I really appreciate it. And let me know down below if it resonated with you, and I will see you at your next reading. All right, hello my Libras. If you are a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus, you are in the right place. I am also a Libra Sun, so hello. Me and my husband both are Libras, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, these are full moon messages for the sign, for your zodiac sign, and the full moon is about 5 days from now, so these are also things just to think about leading up to the full moon as well. Right. We have the Magician in reverse, the Six of Pentacles. Sorry. Weird. My coaster is not really like keeping my water from, anyway, like water is getting on my cards. Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So with the Magician, it does talk about not taking action. Maybe you have been scared to take action because Magician tells us how to create our desires, be the alchemist of our lives, and using all the elements to our what's the word? To our benefit. But with the Magician in reverse, I definitely feel as if, and maybe it's not to any fault to your own, it could be just outside factors, but you're not necessarily working towards something as much as you should be. You're kind of like, you know what you want, but you're not like balancing it out with work, I guess you could say. Like, you're not taking like all like the necessary inspired actions. Procrastinating, not planning. So the Six of Pentacles, I really feel like, is about finding balance. And it's so funny because the Libra is a scale, so finding balance sounds so easy or sounds so simple for us Libras, but it's not always. You know, we want to be that middle ground, that median, and see both sides. And but I do yeah, so I do feel as if it's like recognizing that, yes, you may have been a little bit of procrastinating, but I will say with the Mercury retrograde that it just went direct a couple days ago, so Mercury is now in its shadow period. Like, I don't blame you for being this Magician in reverse, like not planning, procrastinating, because I have done the same thing. I haven't been wanting to make moves because of Mercury retrograde, but I do feel like this is now saying that that now is a good time to, in a sense, like manifest and jump on the opportunity to like have things come into fruition. And the Six of Pentacles, yes, it is balance, but it's also empathy and kindness. And I think it's also about being kind to yourself and saying it's okay, giving yourself grace that, yes, I've been a little bit stagnant, I've procrastinated a little bit, but allowing yourself to say, hey, it's okay. You know, it's okay. I'm not always going to be on the ball 100% of the time. I'm not always going to be this perfectly balanced individual because it's impossible. We're humans. And but I do feel like now is the time to start up on those ventures again, start up in planning and putting ideas into action. And now is the time to do that. With this Knight of Cups, it does feel like, to me, it's going with the flow and allowing to putting yourself into receiving mode in a sense. Because the Knight, he's not quite the king, but he's still very, he's still confident in himself. He's having his cup held up high. He's ready to receive. So I do feel like this is partly getting yourself into receiving mode, because also this Magician, it could be that your manifestations have been a bit stagnant. The things that you've been asking for have been a bit stagnant, but I do see that now, either with the full moon or just in general, like, you will start seeing a little bit more balance, and you're going to start seeing things come into fruition a little bit more. So any more tarot cards? Advice. Ooh, sorry, that was a terrible shuffle. Advice for Libras. Any advice for the Libras? All right, so we're gonna stop there. The Two of Pentacles. Wow, okay, all the advice is in reverse. That's great. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles, I feel like you are juggling too many things right now. Like, you're taking on too many projects. So the advice I would give you with this Two of Pentacles in reverse is to let something go and really just focus your mind onto one thing right now if possible. And it doesn't mean that you can't take on other things later on, but I'm really seeing it's mastering this one thing and then moving on. So with this Queen of Wands here, I feel like if you are juggling too many things or juggling too many hats, it's going to cause you to be out of alignment with yourself. It's causing this disconnect between you and your intuition. So because the Queen of Wands would be a very intuitive leader, but if you are overwhelmed or taking on too much or focusing on too many different things, then you are just gonna, like I said, be kind of out of sorts with yourself, and it will cause you to tire easily, and I feel like it'll just bring you back to this like procrastination, exhausted state, and we don't want to go back to that. We want to move past it. So yeah, I think, like I said, if you continue to juggle too much, you're going to see some setbacks. So I think that is the advice for you, is to focus on one thing at a time, master one thing at a time, and like I said, however that feels right to you, whether it's being a master of being single or mastering a new skill before you take on another thing in your business, if you are a business owner, or focusing on your career. Like maybe you're stuck between wanting to focus on this career, or like maybe you have two jobs and you really have to let one go, whatever the case may be. But I'm saying that you can't juggle these things for much longer, or it's going to cause you a lot of setback and a lot of just being out of sorts with yourself. Okay, so we are going to move on to the oracle cards. Any oracle cards for our dear Libras? Hold on. Our dear Libras. Oh, look at that. 2 came out. So you and your loved ones are safe with this new moon in Cancer. And bring love into the situation with the new moon in Aquarius. So I feel like this one, you and your loved ones are safe, especially if you are a mom and you are feeling exhausted, or you are scared to make choices because you don't want to put your family into a position of heartache, or whatever the case may be. This is just a good omen to say, like, you are okay, your family's okay, like whatever choice you decide to make right now, it's all going to be okay for everybody. You don't have to worry about everybody else, only worry about yourself right now. And bring love into the situation. So open your heart center, love yourself more, bring more love into your relationships in your life, show more gratitude for the people in your life, and see what happens when you do that. All right, any oracle cards for our dear Libras? Fertility. So let's see, hold on. Any more cards for a Libra? All right. So fertility, I feel like it's about birthing new ideas and putting them into action. And it's also, what did I say about opening your heart center? And her heart center is illuminated. So, yeah, just filling your cup up and knowing that it's okay to let people in and let your guard down in a way, and recognition and reward. So 3-3, that means anything to you, but so yeah, I do feel like your hard work is going to pay off, and you may, if you are in a field of work where you do want to be recognized for something, this is a good omen to say, like, continue on this path, especially if that's where these ideas come from, or focusing on one thing comes from, letting yourself be known for that one thing and really becoming a master in that area. And it's really saying that you can do that, but it is about focusing and not trying to take on too much. But that's all I have for you, Libras. We will be moving on to our Scorpios now. So if you are a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, you are able to stick around. If not, then go ahead and go to your next sign, okay? So thank you, Libras, for watching. Now, hello, my Scorpios. I'm just collecting these cards. So Scorpio, like I said, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and Venus, it could be, these are full moon messages. The full moon is not until the 27th. So, yeah, so February 27th, which is 5 days from now. So these are also things just to consider leading up to the full moon as well. Which, yeah, so let's go. So my Scorpios, what is the collective reading for Scorpios with this full moon? 3 of Wands and the Queen of Cups. I'm gonna put this over here. All right, so we have the Three of Wands, Queen of Cups. So wow, the Two of Pentacles is coming up for everybody. I really feel like there's a lot of duality in everyone's life right now. Okay, so we had a couple cards come out. We have, sorry, just trying to, I had some cards fall on the ground. So Three of Wands, Queen of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Lovers in reverse. So the Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups, let's start with those two first. Now the Three of Wands does talk about movement, relocation, travel. And that could be something in the cards for you, or something that you are heavily considering, like maybe you want to move cities or apartments, or you want to buy a house, especially with retrograde being over. If you have had these feelings the last couple of weeks that you want to do something, it also is about being strategic and making plans. So yeah, if any of those fit in with you, apply them to however you see fit, because this is a general reading, but I do see strategy, planning, and movement and relocation of sorts. Now, the Queen of Cups is this content, divine, beautiful energy. She's in flow with her emotions. She doesn't let her emotions get too out of whack. She's very in control of herself and in control of the way she reacts to things. So I really feel like this is you, or something that you need to embody right now, is this nurturing, caring, like very sure to herself individual, not allowing her emotions to lead her one way or the other, but being a very thoughtful leader. And that could tie in with just planning and strategy as well, but being a very thoughtful and not leading with emotions. Okay, now we have the Two of Pentacles, but it's in reverse, and we have the Two of Swords. So let's talk about these, and let's talk about this Lovers card. Now the Lovers in reverse, now Lovers in general, it doesn't have to be relationships, it doesn't have to be, but it could indicate that we are talking about some relationship or some union in your life. And it could, you could be separating from somebody, you could feel like you want to separate from somebody. So this is where this is coming in. Maybe you're feeling a little bit confused. Maybe this situation or this relationship is causing you to just be overwhelmed. And I'm going to tell you right now, when this Two of Pentacles comes up, you can't juggle these things forever. You are going to eventually burn out if you continue to juggle whatever you're juggling. And maybe it is relationships, maybe it's making a choice to get into a relationship, or making a choice to separate from this person. And maybe this is how you feel right now. Maybe like your relationship, or the person you're with, or whatever, you know, however this Lover's card resonates with you. It could even be within yourself, the relationship you have within yourself. You know, it is causing you to be like feeling like you're bad, like an inner battle of sorts, being like duality within yourself. And because the Swords does talk about power and conflict, and being mindful of your thoughts. So I feel like there is some indecision within something, and it has to do with what like you're juggling. And like maybe you're juggling like wanting to be free and independent, or wanting to be tied down in this relationship, or maybe the relationship is just, I feel like there's just some, whether it be relationship with someone else or with yourself, it is just getting to the point where you're about to be burned out, and you really, sorry, I'm burping. You really have to make a choice and a decision, or you are going to continue to just feel out of balance with yourself. And it could be compromise of some sorts if you don't want to necessarily end this communication with somebody. But let's see. I'm going to actually pull my universal cards. Can I have some clarity on the spread for the Scorpio? Clarity on the Scorpio spread. Okay. Wow. Gosh darn, you guys have lots of cards coming out. Lots of clarity cards. So right off the bat, we have the Four of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Cups. Lots of twos here. Lots of choices. Lots of duality in your life right now, Scorpio. We also have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and the Seven of Swords in reverse as well. So if this is a relationship, you may be contemplating, like, in a sense, like, quote unquote, is the grass greener on the other side? You already have these 3 full cups, and you're seeing something else being brought up, and you're questioning now. You're questioning, wow, do I want this new shiny thing, or do I want to just continue with the ones that I've already filled up for myself, I guess you could say. And if it's in a relationship, I mean, that, you know, maybe, or choosing between people, or wanting to be single because you feel like you have nothing left to give in your romantic relationship, you know, I think it's about making that choice for you. And it's really, really about what you want. Now, if it is causing you to feel like this Two of Pentacles, like you can't continue with this relationship much longer, or it's going to break you, then I would say yes, the grass is greener on the other side. But if it's going to cause you lots of heartbreak and cause you to regret your decision later down the road, then I would say no. But we have this Ace of Cups here, so it does make me feel like if you want to separate yourself from this person, or I would say if you do want to separate yourself from this person or this situation, that the cards are in your favor. Just because with this Ace of Cups here, I do feel like it is a new opportunity. It's so crazy because we have the hand extending the cup here, and then we have the hand like it's the only cup. So maybe moving on from this situation or this person, or however it resonates for you, maybe that is the right answer. The universe is saying yes, like, because it's so funny that we have this cup coming out of the clouds, but then the cup is here by themselves, and it's overfilled and over, and this white bird is about purity, purification. So maybe like it's just starting clean with yourself. Maybe that is really the best solution, is just to have a clean slate and start new. And even if it is staying within this relationship, starting new, saying, hey, from here on out, like, this starts a new chapter of our relationship. Whatever happened before, it doesn't define our relationship in the future. Now let's just make a clean slate and move forward. So I don't necessarily feel like it's just saying get rid of this person in your life, but it is saying that if you do feel like that's the right choice, then that's okay. But it also could just be a new slate for this relationship in general. Now we have this Nine of Pentacles here, and I feel like this choice that you make, whether you decide to stick with this situation or not, it's going to give you security. You're going to be fine. It's secure. Like, yes, this is financial security, but I also feel like it's just independence, you know? So like I said, if you do feel like you need to be independent right now, this is a good omen to say that's okay. But if you're like married with kids and you don't want to like give up on the relationship yet, that's okay too. And I am seeing that it will be fruitful, especially if you can recognize like where this new start is coming from. You know, I feel like I feel it's stable. Whatever choice you make is stable, because we have this house right here. We also have a snail right here. So slow and steady wins the race. Taking your time to make choices and taking your time with your ideas. We have this Two of Cups here, and so I do feel like it is a battle of sorts within this relationship. Not a battle, but I do feel like you are being faced with choices in your relationships. Do I want to continue, or do I want to let go of this person? And this is a harmonious card. So, but then we have these two other cards. So it is harmonious, but for those of you who don't necessarily feel like this relationship is in harmony with you, I do feel like don't rush. Like, don't just put all your eggs in one basket. You see, like, because normally this card would be about like deception and strategically planning your escape, but I'm really hearing like to hold the brakes on it. Like, don't run away from this person. Don't run away from this situation quite yet, unless you are in an abusive situation or whatever. But I do feel like there is a strong commitment here, whether it's commitment with you or this other person, because I do feel like it is about two people, or just two things in general, because we have lots of twos here, and then we have the Lovers. So I do feel like not making any rash decision, and it's like, especially if you feel like you want to commit to this person, like just taking a chance and committing, especially if you are scared to commit. Just, you know, I feel like this is our ego and our pride, and there could be a lot of resentment for some of you. Maybe, you know, especially if there was like a cheating situation. Not everybody is going to have an unfaithful, you know, situation that comes out of this, but if that does resonate for you, to me it makes sense that these cards would come up this way. But that's why I said, now if you feel like you need to leave the situation, obviously use your own judgment. But with these cards here, I'm seeing that the commitment can be salvaged, and the commitment is okay. Like it is a safe space in a general sense. I'm gonna pull some cards, some oracle cards. So let's see for Scorpio. Wow. We have be bold and make the first move. We have the end of a tough cycle approaches with the full moon in Capricorn. We have the confidence is your key to success. But we also have show the world the real you. So, like I said, if this doesn't resonate in the form of relationships, it could just be within yourself, you know, a battle within yourself. But be bold to make the first move, especially if it is regarding a relationship, taking the first initial step to fix this union, to get it back into a more favorable commitment and more of a stable commitment, I guess you could say. Show the world the real you. So especially if you can't be yourself with somebody, then they're not really there for you. But so allow yourself to be you. Allow yourself to be the version of yourself that you want others to see. But just be you. End of a tough cycle approaches. Which is a very good omen to say if you have been going through a tough time, especially within your relationship, that will be coming to an end. It's just about coming together. And confidence is your key to success. So remaining confident in yourself, or maybe even remaining confident in this, partnership. There you go. That's the word I was thinking of. Let's see. Sorry, yawning. All right, any for Scorpio? Any cards for Scorpio out of this deck? Any oracle cards for Scorpio? That one wants to come out. That's the only one, but we have passion ignite. So especially if this resonated in the form of relationships or whatever, reigniting that passion, and even just the passion within yourself, if it doesn't resonate as far as a relationship, but allowing your heart center to feel that fire and that loving, passionate energy. But that is what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you for tuning in. And I hope this resonated. Please let me know down below if it did. Thank you. All right. Hello, my Sagittarius babies. Just cleaning up from the Scorpio pile. Hold on. Let me take a sip of my coffee. All right. So this is going to be your full moon zodiac reading. As I mentioned before, this full moon isn't going to be until the 27th of February. So these are things to think about leading up to the full moon, or just themes for you to release leading up to it, okay? So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I'm a Sag rising, so I love Sagittarius placements. Wow. Very intrigued to know, if you are a certain sign and some of the same cards came out for each pile, because this Magician in reverse has came up first for quite a few piles, and it's very interesting. All right, you guys have lots of reverses. Oh goodness. And that means I have lots of reverses. Well, like I said, I'm a Sagittarius rising, so we're in this together. All right, so I do feel as if you are feeling a bit unfulfilled in life right now, maybe just a bit unhappy with how things are playing out. The Magician in reverse, is about not our manifestations not happening, whether it's because we're procrastinating, we're being a little bit too prideful, we're not really putting our all into things. Now, with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it kind of sucks in a way, just because of, in the sense that Ten of Pentacles upright would be happiness, fulfillment, joy. And I do feel as if some of us, or some of you, resonate in the sense that you're lonely and unfulfilled, and like you just feel as if life is not necessarily like being like in your favor right now for one reason or another, because we also have justice in reverse, which talks about like dishonesty and not holding ourselves accountable for our actions. And so I definitely think accountability is a huge thing for people, you know, as if we're not holding ourselves accountable, nobody else will. So holding yourselves accountable for your actions, and recognizing why your manifestations aren't necessarily coming, and why you may feel unfulfilled or lonely. And you may feel unfulfilled or lonely because you're not taking accountability for something. Now with this Queen of Wands, it is a nurturing energy that is very tapped into her intuition. So I'm seeing that you guys are very intuitive, nurturing, kind, compassionate beings. You just have lost sight of that recently for one reason or another. And it doesn't mean that you're not. Like I said, it just means that you've lost sight of that. And it's causing some exhaustion, and it's causing some just unrest. You're to feel stagnant and stuck. So how can, I'm going to use these. How can Sagittarius get unstuck? How can we flip these cards around? All right. So we have the Ace of Wands. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords. And then we also have the Ten of Swords. So, like I said, what's the advice to get out of this? And the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles I feel like the Ace of Wands is about new ideas and fresh ideas and new beginnings, and going into this chapter of our lives with a fresh perspective, and not allowing like our past mistakes or our past like not taking accountability or whatever to not necessarily get in our way, like to be like start a new path in a way, a path that is full of positive like fiery movement forward, I guess you could say. Creative, being enthusiastic about this new chapter of your life, and not feeling like you have to feel so bad about not taking accountability, or feeling bad for these, like feeling stuck or exhausted, and just allowing yourself a fresh new beginning. And the Knight of Pentacles, I will say, like the Knight of Pentacles, I will say, like, you know, just to be practical and, you know, go into this time of our lives with like ambition and drive, and not allowing anyone to stop us, because the Sagittarius is a fire sign, fire energy. So just embodying that fire energy, and not allowing this like victim mindset to hold us back, you know. Because this does talk about hope. You know, the Ten of Swords in reverse is hope. We have hope. Don't lose sight of ourselves. And the Eight of Swords, you know, we haven't been taking accountability. So this Eight of Swords remind us to take accountability. And that's what we can start doing from now on, to get us out of this rut, is to take accountability for what we have caused, or the mistakes that we have made, and releasing them and accepting them, and knowing that we did our best with what we knew at the time, or you did your best with what you knew at the time, and moving forward, and like I said, being accountable and just not allowing those actions to come back, and just to kind of take ownership of that side of yourself. And like I said, coming into it with a fresh perspective and new, just like I said, like coming into it with new eyes. Let's see if there's any oracle cards. A time to give rather than take. I do feel like it's talking about giving back to ourselves and also give back to other people if we can. Your dreams need a practical plan. So yeah, like I said, the Magician is lack of planning. So really just sitting down and like, and then work through your fears with the new moon in Scorpio. So sitting down and, like I said, being strategic, making a plan, and go into this new chapter of your life, not so much like going with the flow, but like sticking to, like having a plan, sticking to it, and letting the universe know, like, this is my plan of action, let's go ahead and start. And then work through your fears. So not allowing those pesky feelings of self-doubt to come in, just accepting yourself for who you are, and yeah, and allowing those new creative ideas to come to light, and not like I said, not hold us back. So recognition and reward, and fertility. So birthing new ideas, opening up that heart center, and allowing us to feel love and appreciation for this new chapter in our lives. And this full moon, especially once we do take accountability and come up with a plan, this is what it could bring: reward and recognition. And whether it be recognition in the form of like receiving a reward, or receiving a promotion at work, whatever the case may be, taking accountability and moving forward with new, headstrong, creative ideas will ultimately bring you to this. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm like getting to the point I almost can't talk. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for watching. We are going to move on. Sagittarius, and then I have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So we will be moving on to Capricorn now. So Capricorn, this is your full moon messages. You could be a sun, moon, or rising. So let's go ahead and get the Capricorn messages out. All right, so this card as well. Capricorn. All right. All right, so we have the King of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords. My gosh, so many reversals. Six of Cups. We have the Fool, which is good, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. Hold on, there was one more that fell on the ground. Sorry for bumping my camera. I'm probably gonna bump it again because it fell literally right under the camera. Hold on. And the Knight of Swords. So lots of court card energy here. Just stretching real quick. Okay, so we have the King of Swords here. Sorry, I was just stretching. We have the King of Swords, but he came up in reverse. So I do feel like when the King is in reverse, he is not being like a strategic leader. He's indecisive. He's not leading with like clarity and confidence. He's a bit indecisive right now for one reason or another. And then we have this Knight of Wands here, and it's so interesting that we have 4 court cards. And these could depict you, and it could depict other people. And now with general readings, I asked to you, you know, with a general reading, just however it resonates with, and it could be people in your life. Like I said, the court cards usually represent a person in our lives, or it could represent us. So I do ask you to you know, apply it to however you see fit. But I do see the King of Swords as more of an undecisive energy. This Knight of Wands, frustration and egotism, and, you know, like I said, it could be you or it could be somebody else, but like, I do just see kind of like a pessimistic individual maybe thinking like you're not actually like divinely guided, or you think that like the moves that you're not like worthy of something. You're not worthy. Like, you think that. It's not that you are. I think that you're just thinking that you're not worthy of making the moves that you want. And like, yeah, so I feel like with this Knight of Swords, it's asking you to have a new perspective on things, because we have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Cups, and then the Fool. So I think the Nine of Swords really is asking you to really reevaluate your perspective, and know that you don't have to make choices out of this pessimistic, undecisive, like, I want to say attitude, but I don't, I mean that in like a nice way. But shifting your perspective to realize that this card doesn't have to be you. Like, you can make choices and not feel bad about them. You don't have to feel bad for doing things that are for yourself. So I think a lot of us are guilty of that. And yeah, so I just feel like there's a lot of like disappointment in your life right now, and disappointment maybe within yourself or just situations in general. But this is where the cards kind of take a better turn, and it's the Fool. It's a brand new beginning. He's literally starting out a brand new chapter. He's number 0 in the major arcana, so the very, very first card. And he's in a Swords, taking a leap of faith. He's not even paying attention that he's at this cliff's edge. He's just taking a leap of faith and trusting that the universe is going to catch him in this process. And the Queen of Pentacles, to me, is like a very thoughtful, nurturing energy. And it could be that you're a working mom, but it doesn't have to be. It could, like I said, just be like a nurturing leader who makes sound decisions with intellect, and like she's not really scared to make choices for herself, or she's not scared to make choices for her kingdom. You know, she goes with it with this Knight of Sword energy, which is that it is aggressive, like abrasive energy, but I think it's aggressive in the best way possible in terms of like determination. So I think proceeding forward in this new chapter in your life with this, like, yes, this nurturing, intellectual, intuitive energy, but also with determination and aggression, and knowing that, like, not to be indecisive and not to doubt your abilities, but to know that you are divinely guided, you are on the right path. It's just about you seeing that. Can we have some advice for Capricorn on how to advice for Caps? Yeah, so relinquishing. So we have the King of Wands and we have the Ten of Wands. So I'm going to start with the Ten of Wands. It's relinquishing some burdens, because you see he's carrying all this stuff, But in this depiction, all those sticks are in like just falling out of his hands. So allowing yourself to let go of something. This, whatever situation is holding you back right now, is causing you this indecisive, disappointing, unhappy energy. What choice can you make that will put you in this position of the Fool? What choice can you make that will basically wipe the slate clean so you can start fresh again? And this Knight, or this King of Swords, or this King of Wands, I'm sorry, he makes that decision with confidence. Because the Wands is like fiery, passionate, positive movement forward. And so he's able to make this decision with confidence and with ease. And he doesn't, like, he makes choices that are like overall benefit his kingdom. He doesn't make choices that are not just benefiting himself. Like, it's everything. The choice he makes is going to benefit everybody. And it doesn't mean like you are, like, the choice you make is going to like benefit somebody else, but I do feel like it will, in a sense, release you from some obligations that are holding you back. And so that is good for your mental health. It's good for your overall spiritual and emotional health. And that's kind of what I mean by making a choice that benefits your kingdom. It benefits your foundation, whether that just be yourself or your family or whatever. And then, like I said, releasing some type of burden. All right. So we are going to move on to numerology cards. And I want to say, I feel like you almost feel like you can't make this choice because you're just not confident in it. But if it keeps coming back into your mind, I think, like I said, whatever choice can lead you to this Fool energy, I think, is definitely the best. Communication is key with the new moon in Gemini. Be bold and make the first move. So like I said, whatever choice you've been pondering, I think is just time to progress forward with it with determination and like I said, aggressiveness, but it's really aggressiveness to make sure that, like, you are taken care of and you're not worried about everybody else's feelings. And your hard work is paying off with the new moon in Capricorn. So how fitting is that? So I do think when you do make these choices, and you will see kind of like things take a turn for yourself. Communicate your needs to others if that is something that you haven't been doing. Or just really communicating with yourself, checking in with yourself and seeing what you really need right now. And then doing that, not doubting that answer. Wow, holy shit. I've never had that many oracle cards come out at one time. So deception and envy. And I mean, you could be envious of other people's life. You think they have it so much better, but I'm going to tell you right now that 9 times out of 10, everybody is struggling in one way or another. So if you do resonate with this envy part, don't be envious of other people. If you are envious of somebody else, what are you envious? Why are you envious? And what can you do to, get yourself on a level playing field with the people that you envy? Or you could just be being deceived by somebody in your circle. So just be wary of that. Or someone could be just kind of jealous of the moves you're making. So it could cause some hiccups in your life if this does come up. Obstacles and challenges. I think with everything, there's obstacles, and to me, it's just about jumping this hurdle and like, even though if he were to fall through this hole, there is like water down here to catch him. So I do feel as if like, just make the first move, and no matter what, you have a safety net of sorts, whatever that safety net means for you. disruption. So definitely a Tower movement going on in your life. Something has to change right now. Your life is being shaken up in some sorts. So yeah, and yeah, all right, I'm gonna keep going. Your solar plexus chakra, which is about your personal power. So I think this is something that you should be working on. And we also have your root chakra, your base chakra, which is honestly your foundational chakra. It is the chakra that, it's the very first one. It's your foundation. It's kind of what makes like the other ones fall into alignment. I think your root chakra is probably one of the most important, to make sure that you have a strong foundation within this root chakra, and then, you know, balancing the other ones. And definitely balancing your solar plexus is a huge one. And then spiritual union. So if you have been wanting a relationship, or you know, and maybe this is where this deception and envy comes in. Maybe you are going to find a relationship that is perfect for you, and someone will be jealous of it. But it doesn't have to be. It could just be a spiritual union within yourself, finding yourself and your spirituality. But it also could be with another individual. So be on the lookout for that. If someone comes into your life and you feel that instant connection with them, it could be a soulmate connection. But that is what I have for you, Capricorns. I am going to go ahead and move on to Aquarius. So if you have Aquarius in your chart, then I encourage you to stick around. If not, definitely check the timestamps below and move on to your next sign. But thank you so much. Please let me know down below if this resonated, and give me a huge thumbs up. In our engagement really helps my videos be seen by others, so I really appreciate any type of engagement. It makes a world of difference. So thank you so much, Capricorns, and we will be moving on to Aquarius now. So hello, my Aquarius individuals, my Aquarius placements. Geez, your cards don't want to get in alignment. What is this about? What is going on, Aquarius? So you could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in Aquarius. All right, there we go. So, collective messages for Aquarius. The Two of Pentacles has literally shown up in like almost every zodiac reading. So for one reason or another, we are all being faced with duality and juggling many things and many hats. So I'm going to try to do this in the thing that came up. So Two of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Page of Swords, Eight of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. So right off the bat with the Two of Pentacles, I do see that there could be some duality in your life, or duality within some earthly pleasures. You're balancing a lot of hats right now. And with this Queen of Cups, it could be within your relationships, because the Queen does talk about our relationships and our emotional well-being. So, you know, you could be balancing, you know, being a parent and working a job, or balancing relationships, or balancing like self-care and having like yourself be available to others, but also caring for yourself. That's a huge thing. So that could be a theme in your life leading up to this full moon, because I did center this reading around full moon messages and things to think about leading up to the full moon. So we also have this Page of Swords here, and you know, normally the Page of Swords is going into something with like more confident and curious energy, but I think to me this is just irritability and doubt. So I think you're doubting a lot of the choices you're making right now, and especially if you're doubting your relationships maybe, or doubting the way you feel about something. So however that resonates with you. But with this Eight of Wands here, I feel like you It's like, look, someone is attacking the foundation and you're kind of guarding it. You see that, like 8 and 9. So it's like attack, but you're also guarding it. So you could feel as if like your foundation is being rocked right now. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think that it's about like action. You're taking action, but not to be so on guard that you don't allow like you don't allow how do I say this? Because this is about action, and then this is about like determination, right? So staying true to yourself and staying true to your determination in this endeavor. Not even like, maybe you feel like you are juggling a lot of things right now, emotionally, physically, whatever, but knowing that I'm gonna pull some clarity, but like I said, it is action and determination. Now, can I have some clarity on the spread for Aquarius? So the High Priestess. All right, any more? And the Magician. So, okay. So yeah, having determination, continuing to have hope. We have this High Priestess here, and I feel like the High Priestess is like, yeah, she's like a mothering energy or whatever. She embodies the like more feminine side of us, the subconscious of us, and wisdom and mystery. So with this Magician here, it also talks about confidence and accomplishment and action and using all the elements, you know, the pentacles, the cups, swords, wands, and being like an alchemist for your life. So I do feel like that's what these cards are talking about, that you do have the power to be the alchemist, to tap into your subconscious and tap into your inner wisdom and be a light for other people, is what I'm hearing. Maybe you feel like you can't be that for other people, but Spirit is saying that you can. So just moving forward with hope and determination, and not letting yourself feel like you're not in control or whatever, because I feel like you are in control. You're just doubting that side of yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see some oracle cards. Luck is on your side with the new moon in Sagittarius, so I think that's a good omen to say, like you shouldn't be scared to make moves. You shouldn't be scared of this path that you're going down, because it does seem like you can juggle multiple things. If this was if this was reversed, I would say you're having trouble juggling what you're doing, but I think you can. Now, if you are feeling burnt out, you know, try to release some burdens. But from this, I'm seeing that you do have the determination, the confidence, and you have the ability to progress forward, and you have your hard work is paying off with the new moon in Capricorn. So yeah, I definitely think you harness this Magician energy in the form that you are the alchemist of your life, and you know that. And yes, you may have been doubting yourself, but you shouldn't. And so leading up to this full moon, kind of releasing those fears and knowing that you are very close to your manifestation. And yeah, like, work through your fears. So don't let the whatever fears, if it's self-doubt, like unworthiness, whatever it is, not to let them dictate your life, because you are in control. Like I said, you are the alchemist, you are in control, and you know what you're doing. So don't doubt that side of yourself. We have partnerships and alliances. So partnerships could be a huge thing right now. You could also find yourself in a new business opportunity or a new relationship or friendship of sorts, and they will bring you lots of peace and joy and companionship. So using your intuition is a huge thing right now. Following your inner wisdom, your inner guidance. Like I said with the High Priestess, it is about our subconscious and our wisdom. And we also have recognition and reward. So I think that when your hard work does pay off, you will be sort of like the master of whatever area that you are working in right now. And you will receive some type of praise, some type of maybe promotion at your job, or maybe even level up in your relationships. And so yeah, I'm definitely seeing that you shouldn't necessarily be worried about this part of your life. Just have confidence, and leading up into this full moon, trying to figure out where these feelings of unconfidence comes from. But thank you, Aquarius. I am going to move on to Pisces now. Pisces, you are last, but obviously not least. It is Pisces season, so this is the first full moon of the Pisces season. So let's see what you guys have to release. So Pisces, remember, this can be for your sun, moon, or rising, or your Venus, okay? Hold on. I'm gonna reshuffle these. I'm gonna kind of clear the deck first. Can I clear the deck? Okay, well, these cards want to come out anyway, so we're just going to allow them to, I guess. Wow, you guys have lots of cards just jumping right out. Any more cards for Pisces? I'm going to try to get all this in one spread. All right. So we have the Chariot. We have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Four of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Cups, I'm sorry. Okay, so with the Chariot, definitely am seeing some fast movement forward in whatever area that you came into this asking about, especially leading up into the full moon. Whatever seeds you planted with the full moon, I'm seeing that they are going to be taking off. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it talks about your hard work paying off and putting a lot of effort into something and seeing some growth within your investments. Now, you may have not seen growth within your investments yet, but I'm seeing that you will be very soon, especially because after the 7, we have the 8 and then the 9, which talks about reaping what you've sown and, hard work paying off. So I do see that you have put a lot of effort into something, and you should see the fruits of that fairly soon. I don't have a timeline for you, but yeah, that is just what is hearing. So now, like I said, you're not quite there at the 9. So with the 6, there could be some setbacks. Doesn't mean that it's not going to work out, whatever these 2 cards represent for you. It just could mean that there are minor setbacks for one reason or the other, lessons to still be learned. Now, I think with this full moon, it's not to procrastinate, to make sure that you are on the ball, that you are always putting effort into this endeavor. And yes, this card does represent rest. So if you do feel burnt out, make sure you're giving yourself some rest. But remember that things aren't just going to be handed to you, and to remember that you do have to work on things every single day. Well, as much as you can, I guess you could say, so that you don't get stuck in this procrastination, delay of energy. Allow yourself rest. With this 4 of Swords, allowing yourself to rest when needed, but knowing also when to not rest, and knowing whenever too much rest is sometimes not good. So knowing when to also be productive. And this talks about reevaluation and revelation. So I think that you are going to have some revelations of sorts, especially when it comes to this resting energy, rest and recovery. So, you know, especially if you do feel drained by this full moon, I will say allow yourself to rest and recuperate, but don't put yourself in a position where you then procrastinate because you're taking too long of a break. It is okay to take breaks, but it's also to make sure you still have your ducks in a row. And this Three of Cups, does call for celebration and new creative ideas, and but yeah, celebration and collaboration. So however you deem that fit for you, it could be new friendships coming into your life, new ideas, new partnerships, new opportunities, and you can also create these opportunities for yourself. I think that's also a part of this, is knowing that you don't have to wait for something or somebody. No, like you can take action and kind of get the ball rolling for yourself. Now, is there any advice for Pisces? Wow. Gosh. Okay, so the Eight of Cups. Right here we have the Knight of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. All right, hold on. I'm going to put these all into a thing. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands, or the King of Wands, I'm sorry, in reverse. Now we have the Chariot in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse, and the Seven of Swords. So this is advice. This is pretty much the situation at hand, and this is the advice being given. So first off, I'm just going to start with this top row here: the Knight of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. So progressing forward with confidence. I feel like these two cards are you progressing forward with confidence and passion, not really focusing on what hasn't worked out. I feel like that's maybe what you are focusing on, like the areas of your life that are lacking, but you're forgetting that you still have like these two full cups here, and you're forgetting that you have the solution. Like maybe you're trying to pass this water to get to this castle, but you're not even looking to see that there's a bridge here that you can literally just go over. Like it's so simple as that, as just crossing this bridge with your two full cups, but you're like so focused on these like spilled whatever hasn't worked out thus far, or maybe some obstacles that have come in your way that have made you like feel like, oh shit, the whole world's against me. But it's like, it's saying that you know what to do, not to be so prideful is also what I'm hearing. Allowing support and help, and knowing that, like I said, support and help, knowing that you can get across this bridge. It's just as simple as turning around and seeing that there's another solution. Now with this Knight of Swords, it's going forward with this aggressive, like abrasive energy, and that could be good. It could also be bad. So just making sure you're having a fine balance of, yes, progressing forward, but not to burn yourself out. And we have this Eight of Cups here, and he has all these cups full, but it looks like he has his like back turned to these cups for some reason. It's like, it's almost like he doesn't want to see that he has all these, like, it's almost like he doesn't want to see what he already has in front of him. So I feel like practicing gratitude is a huge thing for you right now, Pisces. I feel like you just are not. Like I said, I feel like you're being weighed down by these empty cups, the obstacles that have come in your way. But you have to understand that this is life. Life is never going to be picture perfect, fluffy clouds, rainbows. You are going to have those dark moments and those tower movements, and you are going to have self-doubt, and you know, those things are normal. We all experience them, but it's about not allowing them to not even let you see the solution to your problems. So I would ask you not to withdraw completely. We have this King of Wands here, the Chariot in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse, and the Seven of Swords. So I want to just start off by saying the Seven of Swords is strategically planning. Now, you could be like making a plan, and like you see he's running away from this military tent, or this, that's what the depiction is him strategically escaping from this, like, this place, this tent, this this whatever, wherever he's at. But in the Rider-Waite, it does say it's a military tent. That's why I said that. But he's like forgetting these two other swords. So like, how strategic is he really being if he's just like clumsily carrying these things? So I do feel like it relates back to these, to not be clumsy, to not like I said, not to turn your back to support and help, to be really strategic in this area of your life. Like, if you can't, like, knowing that not always are you going to be super abundant. Like, sometimes you're going to have to budget and plan, and like sometimes life is just like that. You're going to have to plan a little bit more for one reason or the other. But we have this King of Wands here, so it is somebody that is not acting out of the greater good of everybody. He's kind of being egotistical, and he's being like not a thoughtful leader. He's only thinking of himself. And I do feel like that's where this Chariot comes in reverse. Like, if you continue to only think about yourself and not think about everybody else, or not that you have to think about everybody else, but like I said, if you are not allowing support from other individuals, you're just trying to solely do everything for yourself, it's not going to work out for you. And you really have to learn to accept help from others. You have to learn that you can't just be stubborn all the time. And because I feel like this Chariot is that stagnant, that stubborn, stuck energy. So you really have to allow yourself to lean on others and understand that you can't do everything by yourself. And we have this Two of Cups here. So, you know, it could be wreaking a little bit of havoc on your emotional state or your relationships. Like, whatever, you know, a situation I mentioned as far as like being prideful or selfish or whatever. But yeah, there is some sort of like power struggle here. So making a plan to kind of get yourself out of that would be very beneficial leading up to this full moon. Is there any more messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus? Any oracle? Okay. So it says a new romantic cycle begins, and like I said, there could be some upheaval within your relationship. So if those cards resonated with that, then I would, like I said, new romantic cycle begins. But it's all about you, and knowing that you have to also think about your counterparts. You can't just think about yourself. And take time to breathe out with the disseminating moon. So like I said, knowing when to rest and knowing when to take action is very important, and it's a balance that you have to do. So if you have been just working extremely hard and you haven't taken time for yourself, this is your time to do that. But remember, like, there's a fine line between taking a break and just kind of like being a procrastinator. Any more Moonology cards? All right, it's time to take action. So I know it says it's time to breathe out, but like I said, I really feel like there is a balance between taking a break and also taking action, and you need to find that balance. And spend some time with your family. Spend some quality time. If you have a wife or a girlfriend or whatever, like, spend some quality time with her. Take your kids out somewhere. If you have kids, like, just, I feel like that. And it says you and your loved ones are safe. So, like, if you're worried about I don't know, if you're just worried about like your kids or your family in some way or shape or form, this is just a good omen to say that you don't have anything to worry about. You guys are divinely protected. Like I said, like sometimes lessons are just here to be learned. It doesn't mean that things are going to fall apart. And don't let your past hold you back. So things from your past, you know, situations in your past could have also been very similar to this in terms of like, I don't know, pretty much whatever I mentioned here that you can take out of it. You know, as far as like procrastinating, not believing in yourself, like just because something in your past may have not worked out doesn't mean it's not going to now. Like you just have to have a fresh perspective and understand that this is a new life. You're not held back by the old ways. Well, you guys just had all these cards come out. Holy shit. Okay, so this is definitely the last little bit because this is going to take the rest of the energy that I have left to get through these cards. So prosperity begins. I think that's a very good omen, especially if you have been working really hard on something. Victory and success, which again, awesome omen. Awareness. And I'm gonna show you this card, right? Awareness. And we also have the crown chakra, which these tie in together. So awareness, the crown chakra is the chakra that is outside of us. It's the one that hangs out above here, and it is the connection to divine, to God, source, universe, guides, however you pinpoint that exactly. But so remaining aware that you are always divinely connected and always divinely guided. And if you have a hard time remembering that, you know, focus on working on your crown chakra, do some meditations for it, and try to reestablish that connection. Heartache and loss. Conflict and defeat, which I feel like this is kind of what is happening right now. And then material and spiritual prosperity. And so, like I said, just, you know, balancing all of these things, and within that, you will see like this success. You will see this prosperity. And it's not prosperity just in money, but it is fulfillment and happiness and joy. And it could be money, but and then solitude. So this is the archetype card of the Hermit. So just, you know, if you do need some time away from your, you know, your counterparts, your family, or whatever, like communicate those needs, but also remember that your family and your loved ones also have needs. I'm going to collect these cards as I'm talking, but yeah, like I said, just remembering that your family, you have needs, but also the people around you that depend on you also do. So keep that in mind when you do take these breaks of solitude, if you are a family person. But even if you're not, it's okay. Just, I think taking some time for yourself is key right now. But thank you, Pisces, for watching. I hope that resonated with you. I am now finished with all the zodiac signs. So I'm a little bit drained. Going through 12 zodiac signs is a lot of energy work. But so I would very much appreciate it if you gave me a big thumbs up and a subscribe, and comment down below if any of these messages resonated with you. Thank you so much, Pisces, and thank you so much for anybody else that has made it to the end. I very much appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time on Friday. Thank you. Bye.